Hello and welcome to Farmer's Kitchen. Hello, Mrs. Farmer.
Hello, how are you?
We have a new member on the farm.
Yes, we do.
You know, it's been a while since we've had pigs on the farm. And the last one we had, I think we had a large Marge, but this is Marge 2.
She likes apples.
You know, everything that goes into our kitchen starts on the farm somewhere.
It does.
It starts outside, whether it's vegetables, whether it's deer, whether it's fish. Everything we do starts outside. So tonight we're going to take a little walk around, kind of update you on what's going on. I don't know where the other girls are. I think Maybell's over there and Holly's over there. They don't know that we have treats. I guess we could take them over there.
Yeah.
So Mrs. Farmer, life on the farm is kind of laid back.
Yeah?
Have you heard that before?
I don't like
Your
this.
favorite artist,
I don't
John
like
Denver.
this song. I don't like this song.
Here comes Maybell.
Okay.
Well, you know, tonight we're going to make a wonderful, wonderful, easy recipe that was your dad's favorite.
Yes.
I'm kind of taking his recipe and I made a few additions to it. We're going to make a wonderful recipe
Excited.
that is made from venison.
Yay.
That we took last year right up on that hill.
That's right.
Here comes the other critters. So I guess we should give them an apple and then go do some cooking. Taking them with a sheet. Girls on this side, including Maggie.
That's right.
Guys on that side. That makes a whole lot of sense when you think about it.
That's right. For safety
'Cause
reasons.
we didn't want babies in January.
That's right.
So we're going to let the boys and girls together. Actually, one boy, the white one. We're going to sell the other two.
Yeah.
So the boys over here, you can see that all three of these boys, these rams, are specimens.
Yes, they are.
Now, we throw some really good looking multicolored Katahdins,
Yeah.
and that's really nice. Now again, these are not goats, these are sheep, these are hair sheep. Hair means that their hair come off.
We don't have
They
to shave.
shed.
We don't have to shave them.
None of
Yay.
that. So boys over here, girls over here, that's about to change shortly.
Right.
Because April babies.
That's right.
On this property, in our woods, we've been working hard to try to clear out all of those dead ash trees from the emerald ash borers.
Right.
So we got rid of a lot of our cedars. I wanted to keep the hardwoods. Now about 1/3 of our hardwoods were ash trees.
Right.
Tons and tons of ash trees. Well, one good thing that came out of that is we have lots and lots of firewood.
Yes, we do.
I found some young men who are absolutely experts
They're hard working, too.
at helping me with
Yeah,
the firewood.
that's right.
Man, they did a great job. But you can look and see our maples. This is where we did our syrup. Yes, you can do syrup in Kentucky. Yes, you can. Anywhere there are maple trees, you can do syrup. But this is our forest up here. This is where we deer hunt. This is where we quietly sneak through the woods and take us some squirrels every now and then.
That's right.
And it's very pretty and quiet. You want to swing up here, don't you?
I do want to swing up here. On
And
a picnic
and a
table.
picnic table.
I do. Yeah.
It's an odd place to hunt, on a picnic table.
I can have, I'll bring you lunch.
There you go.
Yeah.
Are you hungry?
I'm starving always.
You want to go inside and eat?
I would love to eat. Thank
I
you.
got a surprise for you tonight.
I know. You already told me what it is.
Your dad's favorite.
Yes. Yay.
You like soup?
I love soup.
Summertime,
Wintertime.
springtime, fall time, you
Gotta
like
have
soup.
soup.
So we're going to use our pressure cooker. Remember your parents using a pressure cooker with
I
a
do.
jiggle around it?
I do.
They put a chicken in and it would cook in a short amount of time.
Right.
We're going to do that today and we're going to make something absolutely delicious. Your dad's favorite was beef barley, or in his case, venison barley.
Yeah.
Now, if you got beef, do beef. We're going to do venison. We had these packed accordingly. You can see it says stew meat. These were pieces from the neck and different pieces that we could use just for stew meat.
Okay, so this is your deer meat from last year, right?
That is my deer meat from last year. Now, you know, you get so many cuts out of deer. A lot of people just cut it up for sausage, or we like the roasts
We like it all.
and the steaks and the stew meat and so on and so forth. Now we still will make some sausage out of it, or brats or things like that. So this is the time of year we go to our freezer. We start thinking, okay, hey, we might have a pig to put in.
Yeah.
That's not gonna happen until the spring.
Right.
But we know we're gonna have some venison to put in there. So we start eating up all our venison meat. And this is the night to do that because it's nice and cool. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna take our pressure cooker. Now there's a lot of these new ones on the market. There's many, many different brands. I'm not gonna get specific on what's what, but they all do about the same thing.
Yeah.
A lot of them have a saute feature, which we want on this one.
Right.
Because here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a little bit of olive oil. We're gonna put in here. We're gonna get it on saute, which will get it nice and hot. You're like my cutter that our friend sent us.
I love that.
For a one-armed dude. How about that? Isn't that great?
That's pretty amazing.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Whew, those are stout.
Glad you're cutting them. You can crack.
We're gonna saute some onions. I think the onion base in this is just about the most important thing that you can do. And as you can see, that came around fairly quickly to the saute mode. And I'm gonna do my celery real quick. Nikki, if you want to take those potatoes and cut those in quarters. Now I worked hard and got the pig pen ready today.
You did.
I cleaned it out. It was, I mean, it's been sitting for a couple years. We used it as a place to work up to get a calf away or to get a calf onto Maybelle.
Right, it's been
and then we
great.
tried to separate the calf from Maybelle, and she jumped over the fence and broke the back
Yeah,
part
she
of
broke
it.
the back.
But it is a pig pen, and every now and then we will have a pig. And it's so clean because we can take and spray that off. And the back part, she's got hay to lay in. She's a spoiled piggy.
She is spoiled.
So we really are glad that we have our pig pen still. My buddy, John Casper, who lives right up the road, who raises rabbits, who we get our rabbits from, he helped me build that years ago. I traded him a bunch of firewood and some other things for that. And I tell you what, it's coming so handy when we have to trim hooves and
Oh, yeah.
have to do all that sort of thing. So we're coming along here. We've sauteed our vegetables. When that is done, we'll take that off and then we'll do the deer meat. So we're gonna salt and pepper this generously.
That's a good looking hunk of meats there.
Isn't it, though?
That looks really good, yeah.
Pop it in here. A couple things about pressure cooking. When you pressure cook deer, for some reason the flavor structure changes and it tastes
doesn't
more
it?
like beef. I don't understand it, I don't get it, but when you can venison, it tastes way more like beef.
Oh, it's delicious.
Don't understand it, don't know why, but it's the same here. One of the reasons I'm doing this is because with vegetable soup, you can have a bowl, put it in the refrigerator, next day have a bowl,
Right.
and then 3 days later, oh, well, you still have that soup?
It won't be at our house that long.
It won't be there that long. We've almost sauteed that enough to where we need to be. Then we're gonna come back with our onions and our celery. We're gonna pop that back in. Then we're gonna bring about 4 cups of broth, beef broth. Then we're gonna take our green beans, half a cup of green beans, and carrots. I like a little more carrots and potatoes, so probably 3/4 cup of those. Because this is venison, I'm gonna use the old Raoul, the old French chef.
Yeah.
That trinity that he uses, anytime he uses venison, a little bit of red wine, a little bit of currant jelly, and some bouillon, you get,
It's
I
delicious.
can't even explain
Oh, yeah.
what happens there. It's magic, even in a soup.
Yeah, it's good.
Go about half a cup of wine and 2 tablespoons of the currant jelly. It's not gonna make it sweet, but it's gonna give it a nice
Good
flavor.
flavor.
And then the bouillon for the salt and that extra stocky flavor. We'll probably do about 1.5 tablespoons with that. Then we're gonna salt and pepper that just a little bit. Then we're gonna take some dried basil. And I like a lot of basil. We'll probably take about 1 tablespoon. And then even fresh basil.
Yummy.
It gives that good sweet overtone. It's hard to explain. And some lima beans. I don't know, I would say half a cup of lima beans. I'm gonna put my water in here. That brings 5 cups of liquid. And because it's in the title of the recipe, we better put some barley in
You
it.
better put
I'm gonna
barley.
put a little over 1/2 cup. We have a pressure cooker. Everything is done quickly.
Yes, it is. And tender,
Exactly.
delicious.
Exactly. The things that used to take a long time now take a few minutes. Now, this has been around a long time.
Right.
But this new technology, absolutely great. You put it in digitally, you walk away. This soup, which would take hours, is 9 minutes.
Wow.
Now, it takes a while to build the pressure up, and it takes a while for the pressure to go down. So during that time, it's cooking as well.
Yeah.
But I can't wait for that to get going.
Don't you think that's Colonel Sanders' secret? The pressure cooker?
Colonel Sanders pressure cooked in oil.
Interesting.
These huge vats of pressure cooking in oil.
That's why it's so good.
Now something magic happens. You know and I know that when you pressure cook things, when we can venison, the taste changes.
Oh, yeah.
So whatever he put in there, those flavors were enhanced by that
Right.
being pressure cooked. And you know that the bones even
Oh,
are
yeah.
soft sometimes.
That's delish.
He was a smart cat.
Yes.
He knew what he was doing. All right, you ready? Oh my.
Look good?
You smell it?
I do. Smells like Papa Bill's. I'm excited.
You know what? I have to taste it to make sure everything's okay.
I
Look at
probably should
that.
taste
Look
it.
at that.
Is it good?
All right, let me have a little taste to make sure everything's kosher here.
Really good? I can't wait. Wow.
We don't use this a lot,
We need to, don't we?
but I'm telling you what,
Oh, those are good looking veggies.
that's kind of magic.
Yes, it is.
9 minutes? Are you kidding me? You want some too, Nikki?
I would like a little.
Oh, I thought you were gonna let me have it all.
Wow.
Go ahead.
You did really good.
Tastes like Papa Bill's?
Oh, delicious. I can't believe this cooked that quick.
9 minutes.
Delicious.
Now after we let it set, we let the pressure stay on it for a while. But my goodness,
I can't believe you made it that quick. It's good. Really
we're gonna
good.
be using it a lot
That's
in the
delicious.
fall and winter. Let's eat this.
I'm Lardo,
And I'm Burly,
and we're the Moron Brothers. Got a frog in my throat. Every time we do this song right here, it reminds us of our Aunt Lardonia. Bless her heart. She's got everything a man wants. Thick beard, big muscles, and hairy chest.
Tim Farmer looks like our sister.
Well, except for the mustache.
Tim ain't got no mustache.
Aunt Lardonia does.
That's right, she does. Well, Susie Leaf and Love and planned to marry Joe. Got so excited about it all, she told her pappy so. But pappy said, now Susie girl, you'll have to find another. I just as soon your mom don't know, but Joe is your half brother. Well, Susie Lee forgot about Joe planned to marry Will. When she told her pappy this, she said there's trouble still. Now you can't marry Will, my gal, please don't tell your mother. But Will and Joe and some more I know, they're all your half brothers. Well, Susie Lee began to cry, said I feel so blue. When her mama heard all this, she came to her rescue. She said, now listen, Susie girl, you do what makes you happy. You can marry Will or Joe, 'cause you ain't no kin to pappy.
Last night we had guests and we had prime rib. Now you think prime rib, that's expensive stuff. What if I told you that on the occasion you can find uncut ribeyes? Some people call them a standing rib roast. Some just call them a boneless ribeye uncut. We found this for just over $6 a pound. When we do that, we buy it up. When we have it cut, we'll have it cut as such. Now let me tell you what, we had leftovers last night. We had about an 8-pound one we put in the oven. We'll tell you the recipe for that in just a little bit. We're gonna have leftover prime rib. What happens when you have that, we'll show you in just a little bit. But first of all, not too long ago, we had someone ask us And it's one of those basic things that we never think about. How do you build a fire quickly and efficiently? I'm going to show you right now. First of all, let's go to the barn and get some of that ash trees that we talked about. You know, we had the emerald ash borers sweep through here and destroy all of our ash trees not too long ago. They're down. We have cut them up. We have a bunch of firewood, and I'm very fortunate to be able to have enough to last us through a couple of winters. And when we want to cook outside, we have dried, seasoned wood ready to go. A lot of folks live in the city, and when they go camping, they want to build a fire. And they've seen so many stories about, well, you're kindling, you're this, you're that, and the other. I'm going to save you a bunch of steps. What you need to build a good solid fire is fuel and oxygen. If you have good dry seasoned firewood, you have a constant source of heat from the charcoal. So you take your little pile of charcoal and you get that going, just enough to get good and hot. Then you stack your wood. Make sure when you build your pile of wood over that heat source that's going to keep it going constantly for just a little bit, enough to get a good fire going. Make sure that you crisscross your logs, leave enough gaps in there for the fire to reach up through and get to the next log. And next thing you know, you got yourself a good burning fire. And here's a few more particulars if you're going to start your own outdoor cooking area. I like to take my cooking height to about 11 inches, 11, 12 inches. And then you have your flame right next to the fire, and you have that delicious, wonderful wood taste that permeates your meat, whatever you're cooking.
Yummy.
So last night we had guests over. We told you about our prime rib, our ribeye for sale, standing rib roast, whatever you want to call it. Let's go back and revisit the whole cooking a prime rib thing. Here's the quick and easy way that we do it. Say you've got a 6-pound, 8-pound piece of meat like we showed you. Take that and get it room temperature. What you want to do is liberally put your salt and pepper on your meat. We put all that rosemary on there, thyme, a little bit of oregano, dried, and we sear it on the grill, a good hot grill. We get that nice sear on the outside. We take it off immediately and re-season it if some of the seasoning has fallen off. Rosemary, oregano, and thyme. Most importantly, lots of thyme. Your au jus, while you're cooking this in the oven, your fat is dripping into, and something that I like to put on the bottom of this, and we put it in a roast pan with a little stand.
Right.
And what we'll do is put about a cup of beef broth, a cup of red wine, then we'll put that in the oven at 375 for 1 hour. Then what do?
You let it sit for 3.
You let it set for 3. The secret is do not open the oven. It's bad when you open the oven.
I opened the oven once.
That lets all the heat out that you have built up
Right.
in there. But what that does, it lets that slow cook.
Makes it wonderful.
Now you can put a meat thermometer in there and have whatever temperature that you want with
Right.
that meat. We like ours on the cooler side, but you know, we like a 125, 130. Some people like, 145. When you take your meat out and you cook it, it is so tender, so wonderful, but you want that au jus to be bold. Where have you heard this before? Red currant jelly, you gotta have that sweet and sour. Then the bouillon itself has the salt in
Yeah.
it, but you can add a little salt. Remember that au jus has to be bold, but your au jus has to be perfect for the dipping. How do you take this prime rib and bring it back to life, Mrs. Farmer?
How do you?
Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut a big old honkin' cut off. Now we've let this get to room temperature, so I'm gonna cut a big old honkin' piece off, and we're gonna take it just for a minute and throw it on that hot fire and let that wood smoke get in there. Just a little bit, like 2 minutes on each side, just enough to heat it up on the outside. Then our au jus, which is already setting on the fire,
That's right.
our leftover broccoli casserole, which we need to get back on the fire here, our leftover potatoes from last night. And we're gonna have us a feast.
Yay, I'm hungry.
Just because you had it the night before doesn't mean you can't have the same thing or better the next day.
That's right.
So you ready to carve?
I'm ready.
All right,
I'm
let's
ready.
do it. Isn't it sad, Mrs. Farmer, that all we have is leftovers?
I ate it. This is awful.
Look at those terrible leftovers. I guess we should probably just eat it.
I think we should try it.
Now, again, this is normally more done than what. That's a perfect piece. Miss Farmer, I want you to have that.
Alrighty.
Little horseradish.
I do want a little dip
Little
in
au jus.
it. That's actually a pretty big piece.
Oh,
I don't know if I can bite it all.
You can do it. I guarantee you. I'll be talking for about a half hour. Isn't it tough to have? All we can have is leftovers. So we had some leftover broccoli casserole, which I can't reach right now, but in a minute I'm going to dive into
It's
that.
delicious.
And whose recipe is that?
These are Lois's, and it's in her cookbook, her sweet yeast rolls.
Oh,
Make them all the time, don't I?
my.
They're
And
so
they're
easy.
quick.
Yeah, I
They're
make
quick.
them fast, and they're delicious.
You know what, Miss Farmer? I think I'm going to have another bite of this.
Are you?
But before I do, it's probably a good time to talk about our Facebook page.
That's right.
We've had a lot of new folks coming on board, but they complained about how hard it was to get on there.
Difficult.
And how many steps are there?
You hit like.
You hit like. It's that simple.
It is simple.
And if you're looking for recipes, where would you go, Mrs. Farmer?
I go to timfarmerscountrykitchen.com.
How-tos? We got how to build a smokehouse, how to season your own ham and put it up in your own kitchen, how to make your own bacon.
That's right.
All kinds of wonderful stuff. timfarmerscountrykitchen.com. Then you can click subscribe after you go to our YouTube channel.
That's right.
And there's hundreds of shows there. And you know what, Ms. Farmer? I'm going to shut up because this is not getting any better than
I
it is
wanna
right
eat.
now. You want to go first or me?
You go first.
I will, but first, it's all about
Good times
good friends.
and really good eats.
We'll see you next week on a brand new Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen.
Christmas time is right around the corner, and once again, you have to find a gift for that hard-to-buy-for family member on your list. At timfarmerscountrykitchen.com, this problem is solved. That's timfarmerscountrykitchen.com.